Hey everybody, I am Lucid and we will be reviewing Celeste today. Now, Celeste is a 2D platformer with tight controls, a compelling story, and amazing soundtrack. But let's dive in a little deeper, shall we? First up is the graphics. Now, this game has a gorgeous pixel art style, and the way the artists use the color palettes are astounding. Honestly, the only thing that really reminded me that this game was pixel based was the character model itself, because the environments, the backgrounds are gorgeous. More than one time, I actually stopped to just look at the screen and admire the artwork that is being presented, because you have to remember that at its core, video games are art. There's something to be appreciated and it's very subjective, and when I'm playing through a game I try to keep that in mind, and the artwork and the backgrounds and the animations presented in this game are amazing, to say the least. Just take a look at what you're watching right now and think about all of the love, care, and attention to detail that was poured into this game. Now, the music in this game is amazing. I'm actually thinking about buying the soundtrack so that I can listen to it on the go. It is a mix of atmospheric and EDM feel, which makes the music tread the line between being relaxing and pumping you up, and it only really gets over the top when the situation calls for it. And because it really treads that line, it keeps you from really getting frustrated while providing a reason of excitement. For example, just listen to the song that's playing right now for a moment. Now let's take a listen to the title music and how relaxing, atmospheric it is, and then next let's take a look at when things get a bit more exciting. Something I really appreciated was that when you die, the soundtrack doesn't reset. It continues seamlessly. This provides a sense of forward momentum, of continuation, where you can keep pressing on even though you just had a death. One of the reasons this is amazing to me is because when you die in a lot of games, the music resets along with the level. Now, if Celeste did that, you'd end up hearing the same 10 seconds of the song over and over again, and that would have drove me insane. Luckily, this game does not do that. It actually turns into a positive, a pro for this game, for one of the reasons why the sound design is so on point. The only con to the sound design of this game is the voices. Take a listen. This game uses a kind of Animal Crossing like gibberish voice acting. Now, personally, I really like this type of voice acting. It, in my opinion, is better than just silence, and it's better than just beeps or boops, but it isn't fully voice acted, so that way the developing company can save a little bit of money. I like it. I actually like what it adds to the flavor of the game, but I know that this could be very annoying for a lot of people, and there isn't a sound slider for just voices. So if you wanted to turn down the sound effect, you would have to turn down all of the sound effects in the game and only have the music. Now on to the story. You follow a girl named Madeline as she climbs Celeste Mountain. She soon finds out that this is no ordinary mountain, and she gets herself into more than she bargained for, having to also face her inner demons along the way. Now, story-wise, this game's pretty deep. The themes it deals with includes anxiety, depression, fear of failure, and general mental illness awareness. While this game is fantastical, the issues that Madeline deals with are very relatable and honestly hits close to home with me. I loved the story. I love how they took such a deep and dark subject matter and made it so approachable. Now that brings us to gameplay. Genre-wise, this is a 2D platformer. This is the best platformer that I have played in recent years, and I would put it as among one of my favorite platformers I have ever played. You only have access to a few tools in this game. You can duck, jump, wall climb, wall jump, and dash. That's it. While you only have access to a few tools, things don't get old because the movement of the game is tight and responsive. The game itself is broken up into 8 chapters, with the 9th chapter as a free DLC. Each chapter has its own identity with its own music, story, environment, and mechanics. For example, the first chapter focuses on teaching the player the basic movement of the game while introducing them to Madeline and the mountain. The second chapter presents you with a mechanic of moving through certain materials and getting deeper into what Madeline is dealing with. This new mechanic drastically changes how you approach rooms and your available options. Each of these mechanics are used in really cool ways that shows off the talent of the level designers. The level design in this game is amazing. This is good because you're going to be playing each of these rooms many times. This game is hard. You're going to die a lot. The challenge in the game is fair, and every time you die, it is because you, the player, messed up. You can point to an input or a decision that you made that led to your death. The difficulty in this game is not cheap, and I love that. Which then brings us to the checkpoint system. The checkpoint system in this game is room-based. What I mean by that is that each time the room changes, your checkpoint is set. If you die, you go back to the beginning of that room. Each room is usually just the size of the screen, with harder rooms being bigger than that. If you die, you respawn in about a second, which is great because it keeps the death forgiving. I personally never got frustrated with this game, but I usually get frustrated with difficult games. Because the respawn is so quick, it kept the forward momentum really going. Now, if you're looking for an extra challenge, there are strawberries that you can try to collect. These are purely optional, and as far as I know, they're only for bragging rights. When I did my first playthrough of the game, I intentionally skipped most of these strawberries. Now, I'm actually going back through collecting all of them and trying to 100% the game. Now, while on that topic, each chapter has a B-side you can unlock. These feature a new, harder remixed version of the chapter's levels and a new remixed soundtrack as well. I recommend waiting to try these B-sides out until you beat the game. They are much harder than the base game. In conclusion, y'all, if you like platformers at all, buy this game. It is worth every penny. It's currently going for $20 on pretty much every platform: PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Switch. I personally had it on the Switch and I loved having it on the go. I actually really enjoyed playing it in a handheld mode because of the Joy-Con D-pad. I actually really like the Joy-Con D-pad. And I give this game a perfect 10 out of 10. Honestly, when I was first thinking about this game and thinking about what I would rate it, I originally gave it a 9 out of 10 when I was first thinking about it. And as I was talking with my wife about this game, the review, she's like, well, what about this game do you not like? What could it have done to make it a 10, or what brought it down from the 10 to a 9? And I really thought, and honestly, there's nothing I could think of, y'all. Like, this is just a great game. Yes, it's difficult, but from the artwork to the music to the gameplay to the story, guys and gals, this is a must play. If you like platformers at all, do yourself a favor and pick up Celeste. Thanks for watching my review of Celeste. Once again, I am Lucid Faith. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I do stream on Twitch every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday starting at 6 o'clock Central over on twitch.tv/Lucid Faith. Links are in the description. And y'all, as always, I want to remind you that you matter. I'll see y'all next time.